Coach, it is a building that has seen it all through the many years of its existence as EA Sports welcomes you to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Oakland Raiders. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
Mike. Here we go. Hey, Alpha. Shit.
Now on 2nd and 13. Carr. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. 3rd down here.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13.
Let's make these babies come. Your mind. Kill.
From the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Ezekiel Elliott hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. From the 29, Carr. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Carr. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Check 53, Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
180. Hey, we're good. 185.
On second down now. It's Jacobs, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that'll make it third down.
What down? 180. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Later 9. Mike. Yo, Chief. 53. Mike.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Going for the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
The Browns are first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, alert 33. Hey, box truck. Hurry. Be a long day for you. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Pick me up. Here we go. Point it right.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 22, Mayfield, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Third and short yardage. Mayfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
On first down, it's Jacobs. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the slant, watch the slant. Watch the slant, watch the slant. Check.
On second down, Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Down, 56 is the mic. Here we go, G. It's just me and you. It's just you.
Trying to run forward with Jacobs. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Browns 7, Raiders 0.
Down, 180. 6, right there, 56. Let's go, defense.
They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Down, 53, check 180. Hey, we're good. 185. 280.
Now they'll throw with Carr. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, I-7. Hey, hurry, hurry. Here I come. Here I come. I got you.
Here's Mayfield. Able to complete this one to McLeod. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down, Cleveland.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Trying to get it to Landry there. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
51, Smith. Switch up, switch up. 51, Mike 51. Russell run.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. Got an open man. It's McLeod. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Big time time. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mayfield. That one complete. Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Pistol. 54, block 54. Let's go, defense. Let's get up. Hey, one set. Check right, 54. Mike. Hey, Charlie. Oh, yeah. King. Here we go again.
Following the interception, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to McLeod. And he's taken down inside the 30. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Hurry. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Point it right. We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get nervous.
From the gun, Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
57 Mike. Mike 57.
And it's caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Hey, Echo. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Carr, he's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
Let's get off the field. Raider 1. 53 to Mike. 53. Well, Jumbo.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Now, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Let's go. 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Hurry! 54 is Mike.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
180! 54! Mike, 54! Hurry, hurry!
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 2nd and 15 now. Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. He just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack.
Switch. Hey, Delta.
54. Mike, 54.
Alert.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Wild Bill.
3rd and long for Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. He's got a man complete. Odell Beckham Jr. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham as the first half is winding down. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they? And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's caught. Beckham. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. Seibert's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, wahoo! Hey, alert, 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 alert!
57 to Mike.
Mayfield looks to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by McLeod. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
180!
You don't want none of that. Get it. Pick up the ball.
57!
Mayfield now from the 50. Sideline throw, that's caught by Landry. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Browns, 1st down.
Set, 180!
Get ready.
Up, up!
Get ready.
He's coming! Double up, double up! He's coming, double up! Pistol.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Hey, seam 6.
Throwing, Mayfield. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
The Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
Hey, alert 33. Watch the screen. Buzz.
51 to Mike.
Now Mayfield. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. He had 3 of those sacks last week en route to being the AFC Defensive Player of the Week 1 right there. How do you block him now?
That's the question you think that they'd be able to answer. After having 3 the week before, you would make all the necessary adjustments in practice, but he's such an imposing force, he knows how to get to the quarterback anyway.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Get ready. Get ready.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
185. 734.
53. 53, Mike.
Hey, exit.
The pass. 53's the Mike. 53, check 53.
Throwing again. Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm about to take you to school.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
57's the Mike. 57.
One touch.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he'll find McLeod on the right side, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Real.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up, loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Know your job.
Bravo.
53's the Mike.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. Switch. Check.
To try again after the sack. Carr. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Check. 53's Mike.
Carr now on 1st down. That's into the hands of Pascal. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Zach Pascal, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on football.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
10 yards to go.
Bill, 180. Check 53. Come off the ball, hard.
Now, Carr again. The throw taken in by Cole. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Again, it's Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Back now in the East Bay. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Slam, slam. Watch twist. Watch twist. Big edge. Shift. Hurry.
Now Elliott. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 30. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Mayfield now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Elliott. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, his 4th touchdown on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Cybert on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out and out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for the Raiders. 51 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
To throw, it's Carr. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Carr going to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off down near the 5, and he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Kill, turn up.
Here's Elliott. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Hey, alert 33. Check 13.
This is Elliott. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A 1st down carried by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Strong right. 3 down, 3 down.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to give a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Target.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 42. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
The give is to Elliott. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.